genetic engineering, human cloning, artificial fertilization, the reproductive technology. So part of which is IVF. Okay, I'm quoting Dr. Francis Collins. So I think she is, rather he is the US NIH director, okay, presently. And during the first months of COVID, okay, he already gave a statement that COVID-19 is not bioengineered. Okay, so he's a geneticist, he's a human geneticist. Okay, so he was one of the proponents of the Human Genome Project. Okay, so he's still alive. Okay, so he says, genetic science has so great promise in medicine. Definitely yes. That the most unethical thing we can do is to slow it down. Okay. Of course, this creates a certain responsibility for all of us. Ayan. So, you as students of medicine has the responsibility to know the basic foundation of bioethics. Okay, yun ang responsibility nyo ngayon. Okay. We need to be sure that we move research, as we move research forward at the maximum speed for the sake of its benefits, we also make sure that we are attending to the social, ethical, and legal issues that are part of this enterprise. Okay, so one of the last topics that was lectured to you in Bioethics 1 was ethics in research. Okay, so it was very important. I hope you understand it. I mean, you go back to your lecture notes, okay, because they're very important. Okay, so when we talk about genetic medicine or genetic science or science in genetics, okay, we should not, okay, we should never, okay, set aside humans. Okay, so the centrality of humans. Ayan. Okay. Why did I choose this? Because when we talk about bioengineering, eugenics, advances in reproductive technology, okay, so it affects the human person from birth to death. Ayan. Across life stages siya. Okay, because makikita nyo mamaya, I'm gonna be lecturing on prenatal diagnosis. Okay, so from conception, meron na yan. Malaki kasi itong topic na to eh. Okay, so I give you the responsibility to further read the different chapters, okay, which is encompassed in this topic in Monghe, your official textbook. Okay. So there are specific chapters. But anyway, bioengineering, eugenics, okay, so genetic science in general, okay, as I've said, affect the human person across life stages. Okay, so may issue dyan sa beginning of life, sa maintenance of life, and even death. Okay, so, or the elderly population, end of life. Diba? So may mga yeah, anyway. Basta, okay, it encompasses the different life stages. Ang hindi natin dapat kalimutan, okay, is the centrality of the person, of humans. Okay, so if you've watched already a movie entitled Gattaca, okay, so recall the movie. If not, during your free time, kung gusto niyo mag-break sa inyong mga Korean telenovelas or whatever series you are watching in Netflix, okay, so this is a good movie to watch. It's educational, okay, about eugenics. Okay, so the history of eugenics, you can Google it. Okay, I think more or less, it started in hindi, nakalimutan ko na kung anong state ng US. Okay, so wherein they castrated, so ginawa nilang infertile yung isang a person, a woman, para hindi na siya magbuntis and makat na yung genetic aberration, okay, sa lahi nila. Okay, so Basta ganon. So you can actually Google it. It's good to know. Now, this movie is educational, okay, because it tackled a lot of issues. Okay, may suicide pa dito. Okay, so aside from the genetic, the eugenics, right? So, the case, okay, this is not the best description of the movie, okay, but more or less ganito yung nangyari, okay. So a couple who conceived one child the natural way and out of love was born considered invalid, okay, since in that society they don't want invalid persons. So ibig sabihin, yung rank niya hindi siya masyadong pinapansin, etc., etc. So invalid, okay? And they wanted to conceive another child and decided to go to a genetic laboratory. Okay, that genetic laboratory offers services, okay, para matanggal yung genetic aberration. But anyway, so the story revolves in one community. Okay, so maganda siya. Okay, and then there's another movie that I recommend about human cloning. Ito naman bakbakan. So this is Gemini Man. Okay, Will Smith. Okay. Now, if for example, Dr. Chua, okay, kung merong, anyway, so if for example, one doctor, okay, was seen to be, okay, kunwari yung genetic test ninyo when you were still in the prenatal, okay, prenatal or newborn screening, okay, it says that, kunwari lang it says that you're genetically predisposed to have, yan, myopathy. Yan. So it's a heart problem, myopathy at the age of 16. So, ang tatak ng noo mo ay disabled upon arrival when you are actually, when you were born. Yan. So, more or less, ganun ang picture ng eugenics. Okay. However, there are two types of eugenics. Ayan. Okay. So, ano-ano to? Positive and negative. Okay. So, between the two, when we talk about positive, let me define it first. It aims to bring about the birth of healthy offspring. Okay. So, maganda. Maganda ang intention. Aims to modify an individual's hereditary characteristics by reworking the environmental and social factors that influence one's development from the moment of conception. Okay, so from the definition itself, okay, example of positive eugenics, epigenetics, nutrigenomics, pharmacogenomics. Okay, so from the definition itself, actually positive eugenics is good. Okay, so this is the good eugenics. Okay, because you are preventing or just delaying, no? Pwedeng delay. Okay, so as a consequence, okay, modifying the external factors, environmental, for example, nutrition and diet of the couple before they become pregnant, okay, might, hindi ko sinasabing assured, might actually delay the onset of juvenile diabetes or rather type 2 diabetes in the offspring. Okay, you get it? Okay, so anyway, it's not morally unacceptable because you are not manipulating directly the genes. Okay, so morally permissible. Okay, hinahayaan mo. Okay, so you modify the external factors and you let the gene of that person, okay, so kumbaga magre-rewind ng konti, okay, hindi mo matatanggal totally yung aberration, okay, or the genetic predisposition, but at least you delay. Okay, and if you are lucky, you continue the maintenance, proper nutrition, blah, 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 okay? When the person is living already, then pwedeng hindi na siya magkaroon ng diabetes. Yan. So that's the main idea of positive eugenics. Okay, so it is accepted. So ang mali ay negative. Ayan. So negative eugenics, it aims to check the conception of defective offspring. Ayan. And the consequent transmission of infectious diseases or hereditary defects. Ang special focus of negative eugenics is actually hereditary disorders which are strictly hereditary. Okay, so because, for example, bakit nabanggit yung infectious diseases? Okay, so for example, German measles. Diba? So may consequence ang German measles when a pregnant woman, especially in the first trimester of life, okay, gets German measles, then may abnormality, okay, na mangyayari sa bata. Okay, either miscarriage or yeah, so may mangyayari, pwedeng congenital heart disease, etc., etc. Okay, so this is the not good and not permissible morally. Okay? Kasi why? Because hinahayaan na parang you're just a secondary human person if you are found to be invalid or has predispositions or high predispositions for hereditary and genetic aberrations. Okay? Claro? Okay, so this is rejected. I want to talk to you about prenatal diagnosis, okay, because newborn screening. Okay, so Dr. De La Peña of UPNIH, she's a woman, very very down to earth lady. Okay, so she was the one who she was one of the main proponents of newborn screening in the Philippines. Okay, so all of these advancements start with good intention. Maganda naman lahat ng intention. Okay, so we don't question the intention, especially when one is developing something, no, for the health of the population. Okay, one of which is newborn screening or prenatal, okay, prenatal diagnosis or prenatal, in order to have prenatal diagnosis, you have to have newborn screening, no? Okay, so, or even, okay, yung iba, talagang bago pa siya ipanganak. Kasi, when you say newborn screening, pinanganak mo na siya, di ba? Okay, so ito, prenatal diagnosis. And there are already hospitals which do this, no? Okay, so just a quick rundown of how it is done. Of course, there should always be full disclosure, okay, about the procedure and the benefits versus risks, okay? To whom? Okay, to the mother and to the husband. Okay, if she's a single mom, okay, your responsibility is only towards the mother, okay? You are not, especially if she's of age, okay? Pero pag minor, of course, we know that proxy, okay, the parents or the guardians of the minor. Okay po? Okay, so everything has to be discussed. Anong ginagawa? Bakit ginagawa? Okay, so benefits and risks. Right? Okay, so and then consent. You get the consent. Okay, so you have to put informed consent here. Kasi pag consent lang, pwede nating sabihin ay forced. Diba? So iba yung informed consent. So ibig sabihin, na-discuss lahat sa kanya. Okay. And then, is it directed towards its safeguarding or healing? Well, yes for some, no for some. Kaya may X dyan. Okay? Kasi not all naman who actually have, who want to have prenatal diagnosis is to heal, no, the aberration or the abnormality. Okay? Sometimes, they just want to know. That's it. Diba? So, and they don't actually do anything. Okay, so it's just for information. Okay, but counseling is always there. Okay, so prenatal diagnosis should stop or should end in genetic counseling. Okay? Okay. So these are misnomers, okay, or misconceptions that when you have prenatal diagnosis, you are doing negative eugenics. No. Okay? It's a no-no. Diba? Sabi ko kanina, all start with good intention. Okay? So, nagkakaproblema na lang pag iba-iba na tayo ng, syempre, iba-iba kasi tayong educational background, iba-iba yung pagkakaintindi natin. So, pag nag-implement, so naiiba. Pinasa sa isa, okay? Remember, there's a very simple game of pass the message. Okay, so pagdating sa dulo, iba na yung message na nakuha, lalo na pag madaming tao, 'di ba? Okay, so that's an analogy. Okay, so no. Okay, and when you're doing prenatal process of diagnosis or prenatal diagnosis, misnomer that it will lead to violation of the unborn's right to life. Kasi pag sinabi mo, if you agree to the statement that it may lead to violation of the unborn's right to life, so you are agreeing that prenatal diagnosis was done, okay, as negative eugenics. Diba? But the real prenatal diagnosis is not. Okay. Probably if the statement goes abuse, okay, or misused prenatal diagnosis may lead to violation of the unborn's right to life. So that is a true statement. Pero pag sinabi ko prenatal diagnosis may lead to violation of the unborn's right to life, that should be false. Okay? Klaro, pag binigay ko yan sa exam, then you should answer it correctly. Okay? Prenatal diagnosis, okay, is seen to be a form of an abuse of the parent's responsibility. No. Okay? Because if this is the case, then the human person, the child, will be likened to as a commodity. Hindi na siya human person. Remember, don't forget the centrality of humans. Okay? Especially in genetic science. Okay? All right. Okay, so genetic counseling, I will be faster because, nako, 7 minutes. Okay, so genetic counseling done with appropriate training and good foundation in both scientific and humanity studies. So there is a master's in genetic counseling, okay, in UPPGH. So I think it's under the College of Medicine. Mainly who gets it are pedia. Okay, so mga pediatric practitioners. Pero anybody can have, basta for as long as you're a doctor, if you want to focus on genetic counseling. Okay, so meron. So sinasabi ko na sa inyo. What is the main role of genetic counselors? Okay, to prepare the couple on how to take care of children with genetic disability. Kaya, sa prenatal diagnosis, palaging kasama ang counseling, genetic counseling, especially if the result, okay, really shows genetic aberration.